and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I am here in Arlington, Virginia. We had an energy audit on the schedule for my very good friend Mary, who is thinking about selling her house but wants to have all the environmental questions answered so that she's in the best position to negotiate and the people who want to buy the house are in the best position to know what they have to look forward to in energy costs. Joining me today is Scott Donaldson. He is with Home Energy Medics. They will be going around Mary's house today doing an energy audit and talking about sustainability. And now I'd like to introduce you to Scott.
Hi, I'm Scott Donaldson from Home Energy Medics. I'm here to do an energy audit. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about our process today and what we're going to go through. And you're welcome to ask me any questions along the way. But what we're going to do, we're going to start out with a exterior inspection. We're going to look around the whole house, look at drainage and grade and attic ventilation and so forth. Then we're going to spend some time looking around the interior of the house. Then as part of that, we'll look in the basement, in the attic, and so forth. And then we're going to do what's called combustion safety testing. And that's actually the most important part of the audit because that's actually for your health and safety. We check your oven and make sure it's not spewing out too much carbon monoxide gas. And then we also look at your water heater and your boiler and make sure they're venting up the chimney properly and drawing out those gases. So once we get all that done, then we're going to do what's called a blower door test. It simulates a 20-mile-an-hour wind on the house, and we will find all the various leak paths that air is escaping, and you're paying to heat and cool unnecessarily through the winter months for certain. So, and then part of that, when you have the blower door running, we'll go around with an infrared camera and we'll see where all those leak paths are in the camera because it measures hot and cold, and we'll see that in the picture. So it's like X-ray vision. We can look right behind the walls and see things that may not be readily apparent looking right at it. So, and the process normally takes about 5 hours to complete, and then at the end, we'll go through some of our findings that we have verbally, and then we'll follow it up with the report and discuss what the action plan is to move forward. So,
thank you, Scott. That sounds wonderful. I think this will be very helpful when I go to sell my house to know what needs to be fixed, what can be left alone, and what's safe to leave as it is. Well, we had water coming in after the addition was built, and we would put plastic and bricks on top of it. They built a wall and re-sloped and did a French drain, which drains into the front over there.
Okay.
And any extra water comes and waters these flowers. It doesn't just flood into the sewer.
Yeah, it's super important to get the water shed away from the house. We see too many people, the ground slopes towards the house, and then they end up putting in a French drain in the basement, and all they're doing is kind of recycling the water. It comes in and they pump it back out.
Outside.
If you just keep it away from the foundation and grading away, it's remarkable what difference it makes. Well, I'm going to catch up with Chris here. He's running around. He's making sure he's taking pictures of all four sides of the house. We don't have a AC plate to take, but picture up. But he's looking at your drainage and grade, which shouldn't be a problem. We're looking at your roof, if there's venting on the roof. We've got it's shingle type. We're going to go around the house with our nifty app, and we're going to essentially make a electronic floor plan of the house, and we'll know how the house is laid out. We'll know areas per room and our square footage per room, and then we'll also get a feel for what the total area is then of the house. What we're doing here is we're measuring the carbon monoxide output of the oven. So remember, you're burning natural gas, and those gases have to go somewhere. Well, we checked out your furnace and your water heater, and those are measuring on the order of 7 to 9, I think it was, somewhere right in there, parts per million. And those have draft hoods and flue pipes that are going to the outside. This oven, for instance, is not. These gases are rolling right out inside the house here, and I can feel this hot, and it's producing 110 parts per million of CO. So that's why I said it's super important that you actually use your fan all the time when you've got that oven on. So whether it's warming up or you're actually baking something. Crank it up. And see that gap that's right in there?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to see some air pouring through there for certain. Okay. Want to come back and check for gas leaks here. It's part of the combustion safety stuff.
What you want to do is you want to kind of get this beeping to like a constant slow drip kind of like that. And then you go around all these joints, and wherever pipes connect or they turn, and you go at a rate of about an inch per second around the joints or connections. You just want to kind of, if it starts to beep louder and faster, then it means that there is a gas leak. So for example, right here, see how it's starting to go crazy? But for example, here's one where there isn't a leak. And see how it's just, so for the gas leak that we did find, we can confirm that with this solution, and basically it's a bubble solution, and it'll start bubbling up because there's pressure coming out of this joint right here. So I don't know if you can see, we tried tightening up a little bit, but you can see the bubbles coming out right here, and it indicates that there is in fact a gas leak. Everything from this point is the homeowner's responsibility, but gas company's got to take care of this.
We put a little blue tape right around where it's at, okay? So.
Good.
Why don't maybe you can't reach it? Well, maybe you can. It's too close. Yeah, we're measuring the air coming in. This is simulating a 20-mile-an-hour wind on your house. So from kind of on all four sides. The damper just isn't sealing at all on the outside or very well. Okay, and this is contributing to making your kitchen cold.
Oh, okay.
All right. There's your fan leaking right here.
Yeah.
And it's all blue. And then see up here in the soffit above your cabinets?
Yeah.
It's real cold too. All along here. This is exterior right here, or it's getting a lot of air from somewhere, and it's just chilling the sides of that soffit that's just making that area cold.
Okay.
So those are two contributors to this room being cold. The other one is this door. See how it's leaking? Let me show you where it's leaking. It's leaking right here around the door. There's some air coming through it. Underneath it is bad. Look at the curtain moving.
Yeah.
See it? See it moving down at the bottom?
And it's
I'm not
coming
doing
right
that.
through the air conditioner itself.
Yeah, and it's up here, and it's down here. So if you put your hand up around the top of this, you can feel air just flying in there. Seeing the blue is cold air. Okay, it's wicking around the outside of the fireplace. That's right. Let me hold on. It's right in. Let's see if this shows up. Come on. It's right there, right along there. Okay, that's where it's coming from, and it's coming through here a little bit and around the edges. Now, that's actually really easy to fix. It's closed. Okay, what we're hearing is somebody beating on something outside, but you can hear it because you can see light all the way through this fan. you hear the fan?
Yeah.
That's just a cover, okay, rattling. But there's so much air moving through that because that outside damper isn't doing anything. It's just it's sucking all tons of air around that fan. So, okay, what we're seeing here is we're seeing air movement all around what we call the band joist of the house. So there's all this cold air rushing in around the edges of that wood and coming into the house. You can see it here in the cobwebs moving. You can see it over here and the cobwebs moving too.
What's your impression so far?
I love it.
We've got some opportunities. So to improve the efficiency and reduce your consumption, same thing, and get it so your AC wouldn't have to run nearly as long. You wouldn't have air conditioners upstairs here.
Oh,
So.
okay.
But now here we're going through all our decontamination and procedures for all our equipment as we're putting it away. We had it all out of the bags, and we'll wrap it up and put it.
Wow, I thought I knew a lot about home energy efficiency and how to make a home more sustainable, but I learned so much today. What about you, Mary? What did you learn?
Oh, I learned a great deal, and it was so valuable to learn these things. They'll be extremely helpful when I do go to sell my house. I'll know which things I need to do before I sell it, and which things to let the buyer know about.
It's not just entertaining, but really educational. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's other, if you want to go with us another time on another house or something like that, you're welcome
Absolutely.
to.
Great.
When things settle down here a little bit, probably. So
Great. I want to thank all of you for joining Mary and I on this wonderful tour of how to make your home more sustainable. I want to thank Scott Donaldson and his assistant Chris, and of course everyone watching at home as we try to make our homes more efficient and at the same time keep one another safe. I'm Miriam Gennari. That's the Sustainable Scoop. Back to the news desk.